Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Glazed and Ready to Spin. You can check us out at all places you can find podcasts such as Spotify, Google, Apple, Radio Public, and more. All of our episodes are also uploaded to YouTube, so if you enjoy our content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Lastly, you can check us out at Twitch with Josh at DJJoshy_B and with Dan at D0NUT_Dan. Thank you again for checking us out, and let's go ahead and spin that shit. Okay, so before we get into what the main part of this episode is going to be, I want to quickly talk about the last episode of What If, the Ultron episode.
Bro, that was crazy.
That episode was so hype.
I watched it 3 times.
You really?
Yeah.
Bro, I was thinking about watching it for another. I wanted to watch it again because of how crazy that shit was. Like Ultron, he beats everyone. Like, everyone's already dead. By the way, what is this? We're at Iron Man dying 5 times now?
Yeah, 4 or 5 probably.
Yeah. Okay, and... yeah, so we're at a counter of 5 times, and Ultron's, all super mega powerful. He only has the stone, the Mind Stone, and then, Thanos shows up, and he just slices him in half.
Yeah. I feel like that instance might have been a little controversial, but... I guess that's not what that episode was supposed to be about, right? It doesn't matter about Thanos. I guess it's just about getting the stones.
Yeah.
The way that he got the stones was
irrelevant.
It was irrelevant.
Cop out.
Yeah, it was a cop out. It was just like, oh, okay, cool. He just freaking cut Thanos in half with the Mind Stone. Why didn't they do that in Infinity War? Oh, I don't know.
Vision wasn't even around there. Wait. Where was Vision? Bro, oh no, he was too busy dying at that part. I forgot.
Exactly. Yeah. So instead of Vision cutting him in half, I guess that he could have done that. I don't know. He had Wanda try to destroy it, and that didn't work. But anyway, it was a very, very solid episode. That was the Watcher. The fight between him and the Watcher was an anime battle. That was straight up Dragon Ball Z.
Bro, when Ultron starts sensing.
Yeah.
The Watcher's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Right. The way that the Watcher reacted was like that's when you know how big of a threat Ultron is. When he was like, wait, what? He was like, what? He can see me. Okay, I have to
go.
I have to do something. Yeah.
He's like, time to leave.
He went full Bran Stark. I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but in the last season, Bran Stark is like, I have to go now.
He does the whole SpongeBob meme.
What's the sponge? Oh, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. It was amazing. And in this episode, the finale is a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strange Supreme.
I still want to put Strange as my first favorite of the episodes. I think there's 9. There's going to be 9 in the season.
This one was for sure.
But that one's definitely my second close to.
But yes, the Strange episode was amazing. It was very good. We'll see what happens in the finale. I wonder if it'll... See, my thing is I wonder if it will actually affect the MCU. The real MCU. Will it? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It's animated. It's kind of weird.
Well, they were jumping through dimensions while fighting.
No, I know. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just debating in my head whether they're going to do that or not.
One of the dimensions they jump into, ironically, is Captain America... becoming president.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic to what happened earlier this, 2016. But anyway.
Oh. Yeah. Is there a comic line that has that happen?
Where Captain America becomes president?
Yeah. Or is that just a random thing that they decided
I think
to do?
Tony Stark becomes president.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would not have seen that coming.
I think he becomes president. Yeah, President Stark.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
What if it's dope? Maybe we'll do a full series review after the finale comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do that. But let's get to today's topic.
DJ Joshy B is here. Donut Dan is also here.
That's us. Drum roll, please.
Donna.
Music.
we don't really have Venom music, but we're talking about Venom today.
Yeah, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, or Let There Be Garbage.
Hey, that was good.
Thank you. That's the name of the podcast episode.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's actually really solid.
Thank you. I was thinking about that the other night.
Because the movie's trash.
Oh, it is so bad. But before we do that, let's go ahead and just review the movie. Let's just talk about what happened in the movie, right? So
yeah, and you all know that there's spoilers.
Yeah.
That's nothing new.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
If you guys, for some reason, need it, there's always that one person. Hey, what the hell, guys?
Yeah, I bet he sounds just like that too.
Yeah, it's me.
It's you. Yeah, okay.
So the movie starts out. How does the movie start again?
The movie starts out with. I don't even know anymore because of how ridiculous it was. It starts out with Cletus Cassidy as a young serial killer growing up.
Yeah, like 20, 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
It was in like 1996. I'm pretty sure that was the year.
And that's when Shriek gets taken away. By the way, I thought immediately before. Let me just stop right here. They said mutating. They used the word mutate.
Did they really?
Yeah.
For what?
For her powers.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, wow, they were allowed to do that?
Well, yeah, they're allowed to do it. Oh, because it's Sony?
Because it's mutant.
Well, I know because...
it's Sony.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Disney owns Mute now. They don't... That's not a problem anymore. But Sony...
But Sony, they probably gave them... They're like, yeah, we'll allow you to do that.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, when we talk about the end...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah.
But so they're like, Shriek's powers are mutating, and she gets taken out of the... wherever they are, are they still at the orphanage at that time? They can't be at the orphanage.
That wasn't like it was like a home for troubled kids.
But they were like 20s. They looked like they were in their 20s.
No, I think they were supposed to be teenagers. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well,
but they so when they showed Cletus Cassidy as a teenager.
God, that name Cletus. All I hear is clitoris.
Okay, cool. Anyways, let's stimulate this conversation more. Yeah. When he spoke as a teenager, he had Woody Harrelson's voice.
It was really cringe.
Dubbed over it. Yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting choice.
Cringe part number one.
I don't think they needed to do that.
No.
And he was in love with Shriek,
right,
who was also a troubled child. She gets taken away, and then she ends up escaping. No, not escaping. She gets like abducted by this other.
It was like it was the police, right? Took her, and then the detective, who we find out, the later detective shoots her and thinks he kills her.
Yeah, like he pretty much just takes her eye out, and then this agency picks her up, and it turns out that she was taken to this like facility where
the Ravencroft.
Ravencroft, yeah,
the Ravenclaws.
The Gryffindors, and they I guess they do like experiments on people with powers,
abilities. Yeah, there were a couple of other ones in there,
they didn't explain what it was. They just showed her at the facility.
I think they're like, oh, people they're Spider-Man fans. They don't know what we do at the Ravenclaw facility.
Ravencroft, yeah.
Yes.
I guess.
But they didn't really explain.
Yeah, but you can't.
For the layperson,
you can't do that these days because the comic book readers are very few, and the only ones that would know who that is are the ones that are our age or older. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
That would know. But so they can't do that, and so they never explained what that place was. You kind of just assume that it's a facility where they take people with powers. And anyways, it doesn't matter. She was kept there, and then there was like a 20-year time jump to now, 25-year time jump or whatever.
So we jump in immediately to, but he's talking to, no, he's not talking to Cletus yet. He goes to the detective. Detective's like, hey, Eddie, go talk to Cletus. Oh, and by the way, Eddie still works at the Daily Bugle, right? They didn't really confirm that.
No, it's not the Daily Bugle, is it?
Yeah, the with what's his name? Jonah Jameson? That's where he works. He's a reporter.
No, but I don't think that's it. The Daily Bugle is in New York. This is all in San Francisco.
Right, but when he opens up his computer, there's a Daily Bugle thing. I think he's making an article. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
It's the old Tobey Maguire logo that they were using.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewatch.
No,
Okay,
you're not.
I don't have to rewatch it. I will Google that if I have
Yeah.
to, because I will not pay to watch that movie again.
Absolutely.
But okay,
not.
anyways, he ends up going to talk to Cletus, and Cletus. First of all, the pacing sucks. Like the pacing of like how this progression goes.
I warned you about this last week.
You did, and I was like, I don't think that's going to be the problem. They have other things, but no, this was definitely the problem. I was wrong.
One
One of the problems, and it was just a progression of
really
Cletus,
slow.
Cletus wanted to see at the beginning. I thought it was too fast, and then it slowed down.
Oh, wait, it jumped right to Cletus and like finding the bodies, and then they're like, yeah, okay, so
yeah, and then it just shows that Cletus wanted to like make this weird relationship with
which is something we find out later.
I feel like it's kind of evident. Like he's like kind of trying to mess with Brock a little bit, like serial killers do, like in the movies and TV shows and stuff. But
they never mention why him specifically. Like why did he go first to Eddie?
I think it's just because Eddie Brock like has a big name for himself, and so he wanted someone with clout so that he could get like more recognition. I that's the only way I can really fathom it. I don't know.
So Cletus is like, hey, get this thing in the paper for me, and I'll tell you where some of my bodies are that I killed.
Yeah, but instead of that happening, Venom just figures it out.
Yeah.
Without Cletus actually telling him.
That was actually kind of a fun clip.
Oh, when he started drawing.
Just like drawing.
Yeah, because Venom has like this crazy memory, and so he just picked up like 2 Sharpies. He made Tom Hardy pick up 2 Sharpies and just started like drawing really fast on paper, and it created like the whole scene of where Cletus Cassidy lived. Yeah, and so they figured it out. But
he gets pissed.
Yeah, and that was a weird cut too. That transition from them finding out where the bodies are, to Cletus just like really mad and punching the wall, and then Shriek was really mad. Like that whole like transition right there was super stupid. It was like very just early 2000s. Like we don't live in this time anymore. Like this. Oh god, the screenplay was so hard to watch. Okay, anyway, where are we?
Right, so they found the bodies that Cletus killed, and then California overturned their death sentence law so they could kill Cletus.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, which is actually a fact. I'm pretty sure there's no death penalty in California.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, so Eddie goes to see Cletus one more time, and I don't know, they get into a fight or something.
Well, it's right before, so he's sentenced to death, and then he invited Eddie to be there right before he gets injected, and he says something to
pisses off Venom.
It triggered Eddie and Venom, but Venom is the one that acted out and came out of Tom Hardy's body and grabbed Cletus and started like bashing him around his cell.
How did the guard not see what was happening? There was a guard in that scene.
Yeah, I know, it was stupid. The whole movie's stupid. But then what is it? Cletus ends up biting Eddie's hand, and the blood that he gets from Eddie is what gives him the symbiote, and that is not what happens in the comics, right?
I think he just gets like cut, and I think like a piece of it gets the symbiote just kind of like.
And it's Venom.
Yeah.
So it is a spawn.
It is a spawn of Venom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I thought that whole thing was so weird. I thought it was so strange.
So he gets put in the he's gonna die by injection, and then Carnage is like, JK. By the way, how many times did this say Carnage? Every time he said Carnage, it was cringe.
Yeah, I know. It's like we get it. We know what we paid for. We saw the title.
This is
of
what
the
movie.
And they said Carnage. I don't know how many times throughout this whole movie.
I kind of want to just let's push through the plot of this movie. So at this point, him and Venom, like Eddie and Venom, are having this weird like marriage couple like fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is really where the movie just goes sideways.
Are you kidding me? Right when it started, and I heard Woody Harrelson's voice over this like 20-year-old actor. I was like, what the fuck?
But like they like split up. Venom like throws and destroys like Eddie's house, and Venom just like leaves. He's like, you don't need me, I don't need you, Eddie, or something like that. Yeah. And he goes to find someone else, and Eddie's just like by himself or whatever.
Yeah, and Eddie's kind of just like loving life. a little bit, and then Venom is like jumping person to person because there's no one that like perfectly houses him as a symbiote, and then the scene where he ends up at a rave, he goes to a rave, and you see full Venom in his like big form or whatever, and he's wearing like glow sticks around himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, what
is
fuck is this movie right now? I was like, wow.
Thank you, I love you too.
If I could take a side tangent from the plot real quick and just say that I don't think it's possible to do a Venom movie correctly, at least in my opinion, correctly.
PG-13?
As a PG-13 movie. It's
Was the
weird.
other one PG-13?
Yeah, it was PG-13.
What are they thinking?
Although in this movie, Venom 2, they did use the F word.
So from what I understand, if you're doing a
the
PG-13 movie, you can use the word fuck once.
I think you can.
I think you can use it once.
Yeah, no. I know you can, but I'm just saying, like, they don't really do that a lot. Especially in superhero movies.
Well, because they're children's movies.
Exactly, but Venom should not be a children's movie.
It really shouldn't.
It's Venom. It's like Deadpool.
But they know where they're gonna get most of their money from.
No, people don't care about that stuff. I don't think that's a valid thing anymore.
I don't think it's a valid thing anymore
Especially
because
after Deadpool.
The kids are gonna just watch the movie anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, the parents are going to take them too. It's stupid. Okay, that was a tangent. Okay,
right.
So back to the plot. Okay, so they broke up, and then all of a sudden, because of Cletus Cassidy escaping from prison, and he wants to kill Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock now doesn't have Venom, and so he freaks out, and he's like, oh shit, I need to get Venom back.
And Carnage wants to kill Venom, and what's his name wants to find Shriek. Cletus wants to find Shriek, who he finds out is alive. He thinks he thought she was dead, but she's actually alive.
Right, yeah, and so they do a terrible job of developing Carnage as a villain, because they try to develop Cletus, and it would, like, it gave him a backstory, and what he's all about.
Yeah.
So, like, cool, but they did not develop Carnage. It was stupid. Carnage's reasoning for being crazy and, like, wanting to kill was just because he came from Venom. That's it. That's the only reason. Like, he had no other reasoning for going on a rampage. He was just like, I came from Venom, so I hate Venom. What? Question mark already. What the fuck? And so I will
Major daddy issues.
Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's so ridiculous. And wow, I do have one good thing to say about the movie, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't want to just completely 1000% trash it.
Then just do it 100% then.
Yeah, I will. I'll do it like 99%. And yeah, so Carnage, which is supposed to be this giant villain that everyone loves. Carnage is a big villain. Everyone loves Carnage. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't scary. He wasn't believable. He wasn't empathized whatsoever. You weren't, like, terrified for him. They're like, oh, well, he's probably just gonna fucking die at the end of the movie.
Well, okay. That's a whole... Whatever. So he breaks Shriek out of the Ravencroft facility. Eddie's still without Venom, and then they go after Eddie, right?
Yeah, they go after Eddie. Well, they all. This is what I liked about the movie, and this pertains to the plot. Is
okay.
They developed this link between everyone, where it was like, Shriek is out now, and she wants to kill the detective that shot her.
Right.
Cletus is out now, and he wants to kill Eddie. And then Carnage is out, and Carnage wants to kill Venom. Even though it's stupid, and there's no reasoning for Carnage wanting to kill Venom, that's a thing. And so the way that they linked everything towards the end, like before the fight, the big climax fight, I liked that. I thought it was a smart way to, like, link everyone together and, like, and progress through the climax of the movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, the way you get there, like, the steps they took to get there were dumb. The only one...
I don't even think there was any rising action. I felt like...
Of course not. It was ridiculous. But yeah, the steps that they took to get there was stupid. The only one that I understood was Shriek wanting to kill the detective.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of sort of Cletus wanting to kill Eddie.
Yeah, I think after Eddie figured out where the bodies were.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty pissed off.
Yeah, but like the Venom Carnage thing was dumb. And even like Venom, like the way Venom reacted the first time he saw Carnage, he was like, "Oh no!
Oh fuck! It's a red one.
It's red." I was like, "Okay." I was like,
What does that mean?"
And he didn't like say anything more. I was like, "Is that a bad thing, or did he just say that to be funny?" Like, "Oh, it's red." Like, yeah, I know. We all know it's red.
Right. So Anne, right? Is that her name?
Anne, yeah, the girlfriend. Oh,
Yeah, his ex, Eddie's ex fiance goes to find Venom, gives it back to Eddie. They have this weird like apology like makeup thing. Anne gets kidnapped by Shriek. Detective Malone gets kidnapped. Not Malone. Detective Mulligan. Detective Mulligan. Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know his name. I swear they didn't say it out loud. I know it came up on Eddie's phone when he tried calling him that one time, but I swear to God they didn't say it.
Well, he gets kidnapped by Carnage and Cletus.
Yeah.
So now everyone, they all meet a cathedral and they have their big stand-up. This is basically the only fight scene of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
It was a decent though.
The fight scene was decent. Yeah.
I feel like the fight scene was decent.
So they go on this big fight. Shriek basically dies because Carnage is like, "Yo, you talk too much." So whacks her. That was a weird pairing too.
I need to talk
Can I say
about
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead. But
so she dies, but before she dies, she like messes with Detective Malone's eye, and Mulligan's eye. Whoever, Detective M. We'll just call him M.
I'll just say the detective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mess with his eye. Anne survives. Dan, who's her ex or her current fiance, survives. Carnage gets eaten,
and then Cletus Cassidy gets eaten.
And then Venom eats Cletus' head off.
And that's when they use the F word. He
Yeah.
said, "Fuck this guy," and then he just, which was funny. It got a laugh out of me, but I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's it."
I guess they're done.
Yeah, they're done.
Best 60 minutes ever.
Yeah.
Of
yeah.
Carnage.
Okay,
and then the movie ends with Eddie and Venom on the run because the detective's going to come after them or whatever. The detective having this weird eye thing, which
I want to talk about that too.
Whatever. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
And then they're on the run. They're in Mexico or something. And post-credit scene, new spoiler warning. This is the only good part of the movie.
Wait, hold on. Let's not talk about that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the main movie first.
Okay,
the mid-credit scene is actually spectacular.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
Okay, so what do you want to bring up first?
Okay, I want to specifically talk about during the big fight, Shriek and the detective. So with Shriek, I mean, after Cletus breaks her out of the facility, right?
Uh-huh.
They really design her as a psychopath. Right? She is.
Sure.
She's crazy and she doesn't mind people dying, right?
Yeah.
And she's just all over the place and she wants to kill the detective and obviously she's cool with Cletus wanting to kill Eddie and she's fine with Cletus killing everyone around her to get her out and stuff, right? And I'm really confused that right before the scene where she dies, Carnage has Anne in his grasp, right? Because he's trying to fuck with Eddie and Venom. And so he's climbing the tower and Shriek is there. And Shriek is a psychopath, trying to kill a detective, whatever she's doing, and she's crazy. And then all of a sudden, she looks at Carnage and Cletus and she was like, "This is too much. You're going too far." And I'm like, wait, what? Where did this humanity come from? This makes no sense because they literally, turned her into a monster pretty much. That's who she was. That was the role that she was playing in the movie. And she was a crazy person. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, it was it's literally they were okay, we need to kill Shriek, but how do we do it?
Let's redeem her.
Yeah, how do we make Carnage kill? And so she says, "This is too much. You're going too far." And I was like, what? Why are you not okay with this? Who gives a shit, right? According to her. Why do you care? And then that's what inevitably ends up killing her.
Right? Carnage is she's about to scream at Carnage and Carnage is no. Smacked her silly. That was such a weird pairing between the two of them. I know that I'm pretty sure that Shriek is Cletus's girlfriend in the comics or whatever, but like having a character that's main ability completely destroys your like ability.
Yeah. It's a weird. You're right. It's a weird pairing.
It's a weird, really weird.
The chemistry
pairing.
is very like, why? You know what I mean? Yeah. But so to me that's number one. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I thought that was a very, very poor story development that they came up with. Also, side tangent. Tom Hardy was a writer. Did you see that?
Oh, of the movie. Yeah, I did see that.
And I was like, really? I was
This Green Lantern all over again?
Oh, no. We don't talk about that. What's it called? So, that was number one. Shriek. Number two, the detective.
Okay.
The detective. I didn't know this because I am not a comic book reader. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. So I like when people talk to me about it. Dan did mention to me that in the comics, the detective's character does obtain a symbiote.
That is correct. So when Carnage's offspring attaches himself to the detective and becomes a toxin.
So that's what it is. Okay.
Right. However,
this is what I want to touch on.
The movie gives him some weird like ending where his like eyes messed up just like Shriek.
Right. It doesn't make that's what I mean. It doesn't make sense because in the movie during the big fight, Shriek and the detective are like facing off.
They're nowhere near Carnage.
No, I know. Yeah, Carnage isn't a thing, and so Shriek is fighting the detective, and she wins because obviously, like she's got powers and he doesn't, and so it looks like he's about to die, but he doesn't. It's like she wraps a chain around his neck and then like throws him onto a scaffold, but he lands on a pole and he's fine. Like I guess he just passed out, he's unconscious or whatever.
And then she wants to like poke his eye out.
Yeah, but she doesn't. I think, right?
I think this is when Carnage makes it to the top of the cathedral.
Yeah, and then she decides that he's going too far.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Mr. Bill!
Yeah, so you kind of forget about him. At least I did. Because they didn't show him right after that scene, and so I remember when that scene happened, I was like, "Oh, does that mean he's dead?" I don't really know, but I don't care because they did a horrible job like making you care
about anybody in this movie.
Of course, and
I cared the most about the chickens. Sonny and Cher. I love that. Yeah, and what's it called? So you kind of forget about the detective, and time goes by, the fight ends, whatever, and then they finally cut back to the detective and like. They just like do a close in on his face and he's still like laying on the pole on the scaffold and he opens his eyes and they glow blue. And there was no lead up to that. There was nothing that showed him obtaining any kind of like supernatural power or whatever. Like there was nothing that they subtly showed happening. So I don't even know what that means. It's not. I don't think. It doesn't mean anything. What is it supposed to mean?
Right, like his eyes glowed blue. So like that's not like a symbiote thing, right?
He's actually Cyclops.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Blue Cyclops.
I don't know what that was about. It was completely random and out of nowhere, and that hurt. What happened? That hurt it. It did not make me go, ooh, what's this? Because there was no fucking. Lead up to
me
it.
Go, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? It was very strange. So I think those 2 points were the ones that like made no sense. I think everything throughout the movie, for the most part, like kind of made sense. It just wasn't good. You know what I mean?
I didn't really like this awkward breakup that Eddie and Venom had. I think it made the movie super slow.
Yeah, right. No. That's what I mean. That's what the pacing. I feel like the pacing at the beginning was fast. And then all of a sudden when that happened, it made everything so slow. And Venom was just turned into Deadpool. He was turned into PG-13 Deadpool where every single word that came out of his mouth was a quip. It was a quip. Everything that he said. The only constructive thing he did during that movie was when he took the Sharpies and started drawing out the
So when he bonds with another person, do those people die?
It looks like
it looks like they died, right?
He's literally going around just like
draining the energy out of people.
Well, like when he's in people, he can't. He's not making a symbiotic relationship, so he has to feed on their organs. So that's how that happens.
And the last one ends up in Mrs. Chen's place, and he's just like lying on the ground. You never hear from that guy again.
Yeah, because he's killing all these people. I guess he makes a good symbiotic relationship with
Mrs. Chen.
No, with Anne. Well,
yeah,
that too. Yeah. Because that's how
he doesn't end up getting the girl either.
Well,
I mean, he doesn't have to, but like,
yeah, I don't think
there's no closure there either.
Well, see, the reason why I think that's a problem is because they keep hinting towards it.
Why'd they bring her back if there was not going to be closure?
Well, I guess this was their way of closure, but it still shows Eddie having feelings, which is weird. I think that's weird that they keep doing that. Like, if they're gonna do this and like have Anne be engaged and be happy with someone else, then
right.
Eddie needs to be like.
They didn't even make you hate Dan.
Eddie needs to like somewhat be okay with it. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like he is. He literally tells her, "Don't get married. I love you still," and like that's not gonna happen. Like I think she genuinely is going to marry Dan and be happy without Eddie. So I think it's weird that they keep like throwing in this weird romance between them two when like it's supposedly it's done, you know?
Maybe they have good. I don't remember about the first movie if they had good chemistry or not. Okay,
well, they kissed.
Another thing that I remember about this movie that I'm really, really annoyed of, or just like why?
Yeah.
Why does Eddie look sweaty all the time? Why does he always look sweaty and disgusting?
I know.
And people are just like okay with that. That's just like, oh, that's how he looks. That's fine.
No, yeah, he just looks because that's not how it was in the first one before Venom. I guess getting Venom made like he just always looks frantic. He always looks like he's about to like just vibrate his hands and just like be like have an anxiety attack like always constantly. He always has like a disgruntled face on. He never smiles. Remember we said that yesterday. And he's just always sweaty looking and it's just like so is that like who his character is now with Venom?
You mentioned he always got that the pensive face going.
That's what I mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's always like very disgruntled. Like it's very. So I guess that's his design now. I guess that's how it is. That's what Eddie is with Venom inside his body, even though it's supposed to be like a perfect bonding of the two. I don't know.
I think overall, I had like a okay expectation going in the movie. I'm like, okay, I'll enjoy the movie. I think.
Right.
And then coming out of it, I'm like, no, I didn't really enjoy the movie. That everything, like the things that I had mentioned before that I thought might be a problem, ended up being a problem. Pacing, the 90 minutes. What did they cut out of the movie that made it look like, oh, this is going to make the movie much worse? Yeah. Like, how much worse can this movie have been made?
For real. And you know who directed it? Did you see
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
I like Andy Serkis. I don't know if I've ever seen him as a director. Have I? Maybe I have.
No, I think this might be his first directed movie.
Because I saw, like, we all got introduced to him as a motion capture for Gollum. But yeah, I thought the whole movie was, the structure was bad, the screenplay was bad. I would say the acting was bad. I would say...
Yeah, you know, the acting was pretty bad.
Yeah. I love Tom Hardy. I have watched Tom Hardy in many movies that I thoroughly enjoy, and I enjoy him.
Batman. Inception.
Have you ever seen Lawless? I think that's his best role. I don't think I've seen Lawless. That is his best role, is Lawless. He is such a badass in that movie. And then I watch him play Venom, and in the first one, he was like a goofy weirdo, and he didn't fit. Tom Hardy does not fit as this role. I'm going to be honest. You watch Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, that dude was born for that role.
Right.
I watched Tom Hardy as Venom, and I said, bro, no. I was like, we need someone else.
They wanted some big A-list actor.
Of course they did.
To bring in the fans.
And
I mean,
I don't
if
think
Venom doesn't do it enough.
Right. I don't think it works. I think Tom Hardy is an amazing actor, and I do not think he is meant for this role. What's it called? Okay, so let's just take that. That's the full movie. That's just the regular movie before the post-credit scene. What would you give it out of 10 rating?
2?
Okay, I'd say 3. Yeah, I'd say 3 because it has some good parts in it, and I did laugh out loud maybe 2 times. I think I want to say I did it 2 times.
There were some fun quips, but other than that, I wouldn't pay to watch it again. If it was on TV, I'd probably look for something else to watch first.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think. I think in general, it's not a good movie. I think it could have been a good movie. I think it should have been a good movie because it's Carnage and people care about that, but it wasn't. And that's the reality we live in, and that's fine. Let's talk about the mid-credit scene.
Yes. So, so now the movie's over. Mid-credit scene. There's only one, by the way.
There's
only just the one.
Yep, we stayed the whole time just to make sure.
Yeah. So they're in a bed in like Mexico or something at like some house or resort.
It looks like they're in like a resort, like a hotel room kind of.
Not that great of a resort, apparently.
I have no idea.
And they're watching some like Mexican drama, like on TV.
It's like like a soap opera.
And Venom is talking about like all the stuff, all the symbiotes going through billions and billions of years, and
and like
the multiverse.
He did. He said there's other universes. He literally said that. And so when eventually this certain thing happens during the mid-credit scene, I thought Venom was responsible, and then Venom was like, "Wait, what's going on?" So what I'm talking about is they're laying in the bed. And the way that the camera's angled, it's like you see him from the side of the bed, and on the other side of the bed is the window, right? That leads out to the patio, and you see like the beach and everything. And so you're looking through the window, and all of a sudden this big flash happens. Like it almost looks like a nuke went off, but it's just like a flash. And then all of a sudden the room gets distorted and gets turned into a different room. Like he's laying there and
in the same place.
Yeah, and Tom Hardy's completely aware of everything, like the change of what's going on. He was like, he sees the flash and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And Venom is like, "What the hell?"
It's not me.
Yeah, Venom is like, "I don't know what's going on." And it turns into a whole new room. And then Tom Hardy gets up because he's like all freaking out, like obviously, and he's like, "What the hell?" And then the TV turns on.
Right. And it's J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it's J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. The exact scene from the end of...
It's not the exact.
It's not the exact. It is a scene... It is a rendition of the scene from Spider-Man Far From Home.
And he's just talking shit about Spider-Man.
And J.K. Simmons outs Spider-Man as Peter Parker, and then they show Tom Holland on
in
the
his
screen.
suit.
In his suit. On the screen in the Venom movie in the mid-credit scene, and they're watching. Tom Hardy's like inching up to the TV, and then Venom comes out, and Venom goes full bodysuit Venom.
That guy.
Yeah, and he looks at him. He goes, "That guy."
He's like,
and then,
licks the TV.
And then he starts
screen.
licking the TV, and then it ends. And I thought that
some fat guy shows up. "What are you doing in my room, man?"
Oh, that's right. That does happen, but that's stupid. That mid-credit scene was amazing. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I thought it was wonderful. I now might believe that Tom Hardy might be in
the MCU.
In No Way Home.
Okay, so my thought process by this is one, I thought this was the stupidest cop out ever. Like, obviously, we're gonna see him fight Spider-Man and stuff, but he just shows up into the MCU. Marvel, after watching Venom 2, was like, "You know what? That's fine. I'm okay with this. Let's put him in the MCU now." No. They killed off Cletus, they killed off Carnage, and they're like, "Okay, let's just move into a different dimension now."
Well,
I am not about that.
If you think about it, see, Marvel is in this perfect environment right now since they're dealing with like different dimensions and universes and stuff, because they can literally do whatever the fuck they want. Right. They could retcon anything. They could bring back any character they want.
But why would you let him be... Like, why not just have Spider-Man jump into their dimension? Why bring him over? Because now it's like, okay, now you have Carnage and Cletus dead on the other universe. You're just going to have them show up again in this one.
I mean, it doesn't... Carnage might not even be a factor here.
You don't think they're gonna do their maximum Carnage crossover?
I'm sure they'll do it. I'm sure they'll bring it. I'm not talking about Carnage anymore. I'm talking about Venom being in the MCU. Just that, not Carnage. Let's just assume Carnage is dead and maybe they'll bring him back later. Venom is a moneymaker. The first Venom movie made so much fucking money, and I'm sure this movie honestly will make a lot of money too, even though it's bad, because people are gonna go watch it.
COVID's still a thing. It might not make as much.
I mean, it won't make as much. No, I don't think it will. It won't make as, but I'm saying it'll make good money. And I know that Marvel recognizes that and will definitely capitalize on it. I think they're fine with it. They're like, who cares? Whatever. Do what you want in the movie because we can do whatever the fuck we want on our side. So it's whatever. And also, Spider-Man isn't. It's Spider-Man. The character isn't expected to be any more movies after Far From Home or No Way Home.
No, that's not true. He's got a crossover movie that.
Oh, he does. He's got one more.
He's got a crossover movie.
Okay, well, he's got.
When they signed the next one, they were like, "All right, movie and crossover movie."
Okay, and so they could always re-sign. Like they could always.
Which they will.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's fair to just say that they will do something.
I have hopes after the last time. And after watching this Venom movie, I have even more hopes because it's like Sony clearly does not know what they're doing. I don't believe Sony knows what they're doing. This movie was garbage.
Yeah, and then the
first one, be garbage.
Yeah, and then the first one was underwhelming too. Like it was fine. Like I was like, oh, okay.
It was passable. This one, I don't think.
This one wasn't. This one was not good. We'll see what happens with Morbius, but they are literally not showing anything about that movie.
Okay, that movie comes out in January, and it was not a trailer for this movie. What is going on here? That movie got delayed a couple times.
Yeah, it's funny that this is like a Sony Marvel movie, and they have future projects coming out, and instead of showing those during the trailer, they decided to show Eternals and No Way Home.
We knew No Way Home was going to be shown. That makes sense, because it's a Sony movie. It's still a Sony movie.
Is it?
Yes. It's still a Sony movie.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Spider-Man movies are Sony movies. Marvels don't have the rights of making Spider-Man movies.
Oh, they just like let their character.
Yes,
I'm
the contract is for the character.
Okay.
And being allowed to put him in the movies, right? The Spider-Man Far From Home, the Spider-Man movies are in the MCU, but they are Sony movies.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But Marvel like does everything with them
for the most part. Yeah. The story's basically theirs. They put their own characters in the movie. That's the arrangement.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, whatever. I'm just glad Spider-Man's in it. I don't even think the Spider-Man movies in the MCU are all that great. Like they're good, and like they.
I thought I thought the first Homecoming was pretty good.
Yeah, Homecoming was way better than Far From Home. Way better. Way better.
You don't like the Iron Man thing.
I don't like the Iron Man thing. That is one of my... Okay, we have transitioned from Venom to talking about Spider-Man.
Because we're done with this movie. This movie's trash.
We're done. That was our review, but we're still continuing this, and we're going to talk about Spider-Man now.
Just like every other episode.
Every episode. Hey, so like, this is what we're supposed to be talking about, but we've decided to move on. Yeah, okay, so Homecoming was great because it was a good coming-of-age movie that showed him like as a kid being a kid and then like being Spider-Man, but there were no consequences. And
until there were consequences.
No, and then Iron Man literally helped him every step of the way until he didn't, and I'm doing air quotes, but he did. Like the fact that he's wearing Iron Man's suit is his own thing. It's its own thing already. That's it. It's done. It's fucking Iron Man. He's the reason why all this stuff is happening. Because I think as a character, Peter Parker should be the one to make his own stuff, but he's not. He hasn't done it at all.
Yeah, he has. Well, excuse me, sorry. The last movie, the end of Far From Home, he made his own suit, not by hand, but he used the jet.
Dude, that is Stark technology.
Come on,
that's man. Not him. Are you kidding me?
But he designs
He doesn't make it. It's not him doing it. It's literally Iron Man tech that he's pressing buttons on.
He's still a child.
No, see, that's bullshit. I can't.
He's not even he's still a minor.
He does that in the comics. He makes his own fucking suit in the comics.
He's a minor.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
How old is he in the comics now? 65?
What?
How old is he? He's always a teenager in the comics, right?
No.
He gets the 30s?
He grows up.
He owns his own company too, right? Like Parker Industries or...
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I know that he grows up. But, what's it called?
So he's not Ash Ketchum.
So, yeah, he's just like perpetually 10. What's it called? In Homecoming, he was a kid. And it was fine because
15.
He was a kid and it was literally called Homecoming. It's about him going to homecoming. You know what I mean? Like it's
surprise.
Yeah, and he's also trying to do Spider-Man things. Like I think that was a decent, good.
Okay.
It was a good movie. I thought it was good. Far From Home, they just continued on that.
He's 17.
He's still a kid, and I don't know. It feels like he was struggling a little bit to be both Peter Parker, but like not enough. And
I think it was more about him taking the Iron Man mantle.
Exactly. And it's like, why?
But that's what he was worried about. The people were pressuring him to do that, or maybe not pressuring him to do it, but he felt that pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, you can say that all day, but like, it's literally the people who made the movie. They are making the people make him the pressure.
But that's
like,
the story.
No, I don't think that should be a thing. I don't think that should be a thing. It's all about Iron Man. It's always about Iron Man. Why can't it just be about him?
Eternals is going to be about Iron Man.
Huh?
Eternals is going to be about Iron Man.
Why would that be about Iron Man?
Because it's always about Iron Man.
Yeah, I guess. No, I'm talking about Spider-Man movies. The Spider-Man movies are all about. I don't know how they're going to, but they're gonna they're gonna make No Way Home about Iron Man. I don't know how, but
you're trying to live two different lives. One of them is Iron Man.
Yeah, no, it's so I don't know. They're not going to, because now we're in a whole different realm.
I think they're really transitioning out of Iron Man stuff.
Yeah,
that's why he's died 5 times in the What If.
Yeah, I know. They really want people to understand that he's dead.
And he's not coming back.
Yeah, so
until we see him in Secret Wars.
Yeah, those are my main criticisms about the Spider-Man MCU movies, is that they just rely too heavily on Iron Man when it should be focused more about Peter Parker and his personal life, because that's what's captivating from the comics.
Listen, man.
That's what makes Spider-Man like such a good story, is like his struggle. And in my opinion, in the movies, the struggle is bullshit. Like it's not. It's like they show him trying to have a struggle, but it's not a real struggle in my opinion.
Sometimes the most adult thing you can do is ask for help.
Shut the fuck up. What?
Panda Express said that to me when I opened the fortune cookie.
Oh, well, Panda, they know their shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess. And so that's what he's doing. He's going to Doctor Strange.
Come on, man. You got all the people around the world. Like, okay. So right now, who is not around anymore, right? Who knows what Banner's doing, right? But Captain Marvel's out. Thor is not on Earth. Guardians are not on Earth. Iron Man is dead. Cap is old.
Yeah, Cap's not dead.
Right? Bucky and Falcon are...
No, they're there. They're there. They're present.
Right, they were in New York.
They're not, yeah.
Falcon's the new Cap.
We'll see where Wanda comes into the picture, because obviously she's going to be in the new Doctor Strange movie, but she's like secluded herself, so I feel like they could literally just make her pop in like wherever the fuck they want.
I wonder if they're ever going to reveal that she was adopted by this family. Because you do know she and Quicksilver are the twins of Magneto.
Yeah, I know that.
Right? So those people that got killed by the bomb, those aren't her real parents. Can't be. Unless that's actually Magneto and he pretended to die.
Okay, no. You're touching on some shit. Like this is different. They're doing things differently. I don't think they're ever going to make that a thing. I guess they could. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying that they won't.
Those abilities were probably inherited. I'm just saying, man.
They weren't.
They just came from... Look, I don't...
First of all, I don't know if they're ever going to develop or talk about Quicksilver again. It's just Wanda, because they tried to do it in the show and they just made a joke about it. They just made a joke of it.
That was a slap in the face to the fans.
It kind of was.
It was really funny though,
because Quicksilver was such a small little tidbit they had in Age of Ultron, and then when they killed him there, that was it.
Yeah.
And they tried to bring his memory back in WandaVision, but and it was really captivating for a second, because you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Even she's like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? And then they ended up just kind of turning it into a joke. So I guess they could potentially keep going with it and maybe develop it, but
he's not.
I don't think they're going to. I think people don't care anymore.
That guy, the Evan Peters character, Ralph Bonner, or Boner,
yeah, ha, Boner, yeah. What about him?
Yeah, he's he's not. He doesn't have superpowers.
Right. That was all made from magic.
Yeah.
That was all just
I don't think we'll ever see him again.
Yes, that's what I mean. I don't think we will. I think that was a joke. And
what about Aaron Taylor Johnson?
It was such a shock. Aaron Taylor Johnson's coming back as Kraven the Hunter, so I don't know what they're doing.
Oh my god, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what
the fuck
they're doing. So does that mean that Quicksilver turns into Kraven the Hunter in a different universe?
I'm dying, man.
See, like,
this stuff doesn't just...
Well, see, it doesn't make sense because based on the comics, it doesn't make sense. But the MCU is very notorious, in a good way and a bad way sometimes, for not doing the exact things that happen in the comics. And it's fine that they don't do that.
But okay, well, first of all, that Kraven stuff, that's not MCU yet.
What do you mean?
That's Sony. Kraven is Sony.
Yeah, I know, but if they continue their contract... I thought he is going to be Kraven the Hunter. I thought
not
that was...
in his own movie.
Oh, okay. So that's not really MCU stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, what's he hunting?
I don't know. Who cares? It's Sony. Yeah. What's it called?
Guys, you guys need to step it up, man. Sony, we're starting to care less again. We're just not caring about your movies.
Yeah, you make good hardware for like computers and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Till you get bought by Apple.
Yeah, your movies are
trash, garbage.
You can't say that about all the movies. I mean, just like non-MCU or non-Marvel movies. But your Marvel movies are trash. I'm sorry. The hell were we talking about?
No, I saw Free Guy was coming on Disney Plus the other day. I got really excited, and then I looked it up, and it was like, no, in like another like non-USA countries.
I still haven't seen that movie.
It's so good.
I know, that's what everyone said.
Better than Venom.
I saw a spoiler that he was like fighting with Captain America's shield.
Yeah,
I think that's so funny.
Yeah,
that's
and
really
like
funny.
there's a clip of Chris Evans in the movie. He's like, "What the hell?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'll show you the clip. It's on Facebook or YouTube. I'll show you the clip.
You just spoiled that for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll survive. I got the end credit scene of Venom spoiled for me before I watched the movie, so it's all good. My friend Dylan's just like a walking spoiler now. He's like, hey, you want to know? All right, I think we should end it.
I don't want to ever meet you, Dylan. Stay away from me.
I love him.
I don't want to know any spoilers.
All right, I think I gotta go.
All right, guys, we're done ranting about Venom here.
Yeah, that was for sure. That wasn't even a podcast.
That
was a straight up cathartic rant that we needed to get off our backs.
We crucified that movie because it deserved it.
Yeah, like I apologize to anyone who had creative input to this movie.
I don't. You guys made a terrible movie. I don't know who... You guys would never listen to this, but this was such a bad movie.
And if you are listening to this, please take this as constructive criticism. I don't want to unnecessarily hurt your feelings, but that movie was not good.
Reboot it.
Yeah.
Just do another reboot. You do it all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Donut Dan out. Go get some donuts, guys. Feel better about yourselves, because I know I'm going to.
Yeah, I have to go to work, so whatever you guys are doing is probably better than what I'm going to be doing.
DJ Joshy B, are you out? Drop mic?
I'm out. This is me dropping the mic.
All right. Bye.